Hey, this is Sergeant Beezer Larson. Call me Steve. I'm retired. Alligator Alcatraz. Let's talk. It's hot out.
Feels good, but yes, it does hit you.
Alligator Alcatraz. So, folks, what do we think about this opening this up? You know, we couldn't get Guantanamo Bay. President Trump wanted to do that after winning, after January talked about that. I would have loved to see that open up again. And everybody's confused. I made a video short on YouTube, and somebody posted a comment and said there's two kinds of men in this world. And one like me and the other like this. And there's a link, and I looked at the link at the other guy. And the other guy was talking about he's got a video and he's trying to tell people, hey, you don't understand. There's a bunch of illegal immigrants. There's a bunch of Hispanics that come and they work. They work for me. They do this. So basically, let's explain this. Let's remember this here. Put this in perspective, okay? I'm born here. I'm a citizen of the United States. Yes, my whole life, parents, grandparents, everything. Nobody's come over. There's nothing illegal in my family. So this guy's saying that it's okay for we'll say Juan and Jose. We'll just use the names. Juan Jose hop the fence, come over here, we'll just say in Indiana, working on a farm, farming, picking tobacco, and it's okay because they show up, they work all day, sun up to sundown, they're getting stuff done. Farmers making money, he's making profit, or they're painting for them, or they're working for a house builder and they're building and they're roofing, show up every day, work very hard. Okay, so it's okay. They're working. I get it. They're working for a living. They're not committing crimes. However, they committed a crime number one by jumping over that fence and coming in and not applying, not on a student visa, not a work visa, not anything. Just hop the fence as Juan and Jose. Come over here, stay with their friends, and then they go show up and go to work. Okay, so they're failing to just go through that process. In doing this, they got to have some kind of ID. So they're going to go down to a Mexican restaurant somewhere, pay $25, get a fake ID made, which is a forged instrument, it's a felony. So they've already committed two felonies. These good, honest, hardworking, Hispanic dudes, for instance, dudes from any country. So they've committed a couple felonies, and then they're down there and they're getting an apartment and they got to get electric set up, everything. They're using fake information. They're not paying taxes. Utilities, houses, stuff's all set up under fake names. Everything's fake and not right. Okay? So nothing has been done legally. There's nothing legal about this. I'll check out my shirt here. Got my Some American flag on here. Why? Because it's July the 3rd. Check it out. Little skull on there. Showing some red, white, and blue. So they're committing several felonies to hop the fence to come over, end up in some state, driving around. Let's talk about this driving, okay? So you've got a child. I've got a child in college. You've got a child going to college. They go from home, they go to college, they go to work. College all day, work, come home 9:30 at night. These kids are putting in 12 hours, like we did when we was young. Go to school, go to work, putting the time in. And then all of a sudden, Juan or Jose comes and hits them when they got a fake ID. Guess what? They don't have any car insurance. So now all of a sudden, you as a parent, as a grandparent, relative of this person that's hit, like my son in college and driving. Now all of a sudden, like, my insurance policy, like, you got hit by an uninsured motorist. So if I don't have pay extra for that, which I do, because I live in Kentucky and you have to, you got full coverage and you pay a little extra for underinsured and for the uninsured both. So now you got somebody illegally driving, committed some felonies, but he works really hard on your roof and your farm. You know what? I don't give a shit right now because he's committing these felonies. I'm retired from police. I'm going to tell you about me. I come from the military. I'm retired police. I was a sergeant at Hayes State Prison in Georgia after I retired. It's a level 5 max security prison. Close security, meaning that The tier units, isolation units, 2-man escort, handcuff, that kind of stuff. Serious business. A couple stabbings a week, and they don't play around. So I'm supposed to just say it's okay for Juan Jose to commit all these crimes, and then one of them crashes in my child, and then they flee the scene because they don't have a license, they don't have insurance, car's not even properly registered. You get what I'm saying? People stop saying all these things is okay just because somebody from another country comes here and works hard. It's not about the working hard. It's about all the laws that are being broken. All the laws that are being broken. So what if my son moves out an apartment and runs into some trouble? His license gets suspended over not paying something. Doesn't have car insurance, and he's going to college and going to work. He gets pulled over by the police. Gee, he's going to get hammered for driving on suspended license. No insurance, improper registration. But Juan Jose, with all these fake IDs and everything, they're committing these felonies. My son, for instance, my example, these are just a misdemeanor violation. But it's okay for Juan Jose to do it, everybody. Y'all go out there and march and do this immigration march. Say it's okay, everybody here, let's keep them. Just because they crawled over here and snuck over here and had a baby, which they're changing the law, you can't do that either. It doesn't give them a right. So even if they're not a violent felon, illegal immigrant, if they're peaceful, they have committed multiple felonies, which are considered property crimes. They're not violent crimes. So is it okay for them to do all of that? And then, I've told people before, you get this attitude, you want to argue stuff with me. I hope an uninsured motorist crashes into you and you get stuck with a $10,000 car repair. Your insurance goes up, or they drop you and you have to go drop 1,000 and get a new insurance just because some illegal immigrant with nothing, no license, no insurance, crashes you. What do you think about that? I'm just being real here, just rumble. I'm just talking. I'm just saying out here, putting it out here, being real. As a police officer and retired from police, I've seen this. They don't have to be the murderers and a rapist to cause total chaos for your family and your town. What if they crash in your family and a hurt and there's medical bills? What if there's some paralyzation? What if there's some amputation? What about a death? You can't go sue them for wrongful death. They done picked up and left and went to another farm and disappeared. Who are you going to sue? You are lost. You are out. If they had registered and applied and done legal things instead of hopping the fence, got legal ID, legal everything, then guess what? Then you would have a civil recourse to go after them. See the problem here? See the difference here? You don't let, you don't let, no. So, Alligator Alcatraz, I wish I could be there when the first bus came. I'm not close enough to just drive down there. I can't do that. Got a very important doctor's appointment next week, too. I had spine surgery, got some neck things that are going on. Going to have some more surgeries. It's a great thing. Stick them down there and then they get deported. But I tell you what, working at Hay State Prison as a sergeant, I supervised the isolations. In the 4 years I was there was at least 24 people I talked to. I call them people now. I've been away for 6 years from the prison. Inmates, MFers, doing life for murder, for rape, everything. At least 25 had human trafficking charges. And I asked him, like, what in the world is this about? You getting in there and you're trafficking people. He's like, it ain't nothing. I'm just pimping him out, just pimping him out. It's money. It's business. I'm like, F you, you know. Look at me the wrong way and wait and see. I'm gonna crack you upside the head. First chance I can legally use force, I'm gonna I'm gonna get you one with my 405-pound bench press punch. That's how I feel about human traffickers. They're just all over the place. All over the place. 2 and 3 years ago, when COVID was up and everybody, and all of a sudden flooding the gates, guess what? North South Carolina, illegal immigrants raping and torturing and trafficking a bunch of young people in North and South Carolina. Gee, did nobody seem to have a problem with that? We'll call the police. We'll get it investigated. No, they should be here because we need them to fix our roof and our buildings. Except Saturday night, they're out raping the 6 and 10-year-olds walking down the street. Hell with you people. You want somebody over here just because they're showing up for work? but they've committed 10 felonies to get here to do that work for you. Hell with you. You ain't even collect, you ain't even file, and you ain't even you do your work. You file on taxes. You don't even show them as a legal employee. You're paying them in cash. You're committing crimes your own self. So how about that? How about that? You know, I've done raids back with customs, with immigration back in the 90s and early 2000s. Show up at Home Depot, bust a whole bunch of Hispanics Friday, get to seize their cash. It's all federal stuff. They get put in county jail and get deported. None of them illegal. We took down a major home builder. All of his people were illegal. He had apartments rented in his family's name. This guy, his wife, his girls, falsified information because he had an apartment under a fake name for his daughter who was 12 years old, and he had an ID created for her, social security card created in another name, an apartment rented in another name. This girl's 12 years old, already getting her name in this criminal system. Yeah, he went to jail. He got 20 years. Sucker. This is what I'm talking about, you know? So all you people want to just, open that gate and let everybody. It isn't free opportunity. We have rules for a reason. Rules for a reason. We don't just open the schools and let everybody in. They go to the doctor. They show immunization shots. They go through a process. They prove their identity. They prove their residency. Electric bill and a water bill, lease, stuff like that. You got to prove where you go to school and do this. It involves tax dollars. So people need to be correctly registered. So imagine your child, your grandchild trying to go to school and learn, but 10 miles away, all the immigrants are going to school, and that school has a triple budget of the school for you. Why? Because they're dumping all this money for this immigrants that feel sorry. You get what I'm saying, people? Get what I'm saying? This just isn't working. Your idea is not working. Alligator Alcatraz is going to work. And you wait, there's going to be more. They're going to fill up, there's going to be more. Where's everybody at? How come nobody wants to argue about this with me? Come on, hit me up. You want to chat, send me a message. You want to be on my podcast, send me a message. Don't forget, Thursday night, July the 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my podcast, Painting for PTSD. Special guest, Dr. Gerald Larson, PhD professor. Yes, he is my brother. He is a stress physiologist. He is dual majors in psychology and things, his master's degree. He's joining the podcast, going to help with PTSD. See you then. That's a cute shirt.